every single time that I come around, it seems you got another man trying to keep you down, baby. Well, you might think you're driving me insane, but I'm ain't the game that you're trying to play. You know, I think you maybe ought to know this ain't my first rodeo. I've been around long enough to know some things you can't take back, some things you just got to let go. Yes. Well, hell, I got Sammy on the phone, Nikki at home, trying to get along so I can deal with you, babe. No, I ain't got time to change your mind, 'cause the bus is a-humming. Are you staying, are you coming, babe?
Well, hi, you guys. How are you? Okay, the hat's not staying on long, but I thought I would go with the theme. Oh my gosh, back from family reunion, I tell you, taking 30 people to a rodeo is quite something. And anyway, but I thought I'd wear my hat. I got a hat for it, and I even wore my cowboy boots, which, dang, those things are so comfortable. I really had forgotten how comfortable those things are. And oh my gosh. I mean, I think, yeah, they're hard to get on. Once they're on, they're so comfortable. And it was hours in them. And I haven't worn things with that pointy of toes and heels in a long time. So it was a hoot. It was a hoot. Hoping I'm going to take this off so I can put my headphones on and I can actually, uh-oh, there goes my hat. Fell on the ground. Anyway, I'll grab it, put it on a little bit later. Ah, yes. So it was a wonderful time. Lupe, it's good to see you here. I haven't been able to catch up on anybody's videos or anything. We were at my nephew's place outside of Portland. It's in Hubbard, and it's 5 acres of farm and fun, and went to the rodeo on Sunday night, and then had a big crab boil on the night of the 3rd, and didn't wait around to do that on the 4th because some of the family had to leave. But man, it was fun. It was really a good time to be had by all. So that's why I threw some of the pictures in the opening video of us at the rodeo and stuff. I didn't take a lot of photos because I'm not a member. I didn't use my big camera because I couldn't take it in because I'm not a member of the American Rodeo Photographers Association. And so you couldn't bring in a big lens. They had limitations on that. So we brought in our little camera. Bob took a bunch on the one that you're watching on right now. And so that was fun, though. It was fun. So the book that I got tonight, though, was to go with that. And the artist is one I've read some books of hers before. And so it's kind of, it fit with the red, white, and blue. It fit that whole thing. And I've read books by Jan Brett before, but I had never read Armadillo Rodeo to you guys. But I wanted to tell you a little bit more about Jan because it's been a while since I talked about her and what she's done with her artwork. This book, Armadillo Rodeo, is really a fun one that I like a lot. I'll tell you a little bit more about it when I get to the cover there. But let's see, let's go here and there. So here it is. Here's a little bit about Jan. And she has over 41 million books in print. And hey, Lupe, is my voice sounds so, yeah, it seems to be okay. My voice levels sound okay to me. Anyway, she has 41 million books in print. And she's one of the nation's foremost illustrators of children's books. She lives in a seacoast town in Massachusetts, close to where she grew up. And during the summer, her family moves to a home in the Berkshire Hills of Massachusetts. As a child, Jan decided to be an illustrator, and she said she spent a lot of hours reading and drawing. I remember the special quiet of rainy days when I felt I could enter the pages of my beautiful picture books. Now, I try to recreate that feeling by believing that the imaginary place I'm drawing really exists. Wow. But oops, I lost a there we go. That's better. I clicked something. And the detail in my work helps to convince me, and I hope others as well, that such places might be real. I thought that was a great way to look at it. She has a student at Boston Museum School. She spent hours in the Museum of Fine Arts. It was overwhelming to see the room-sized landscapes and towering stone sculptures, and then moments later to refocus on delicately embroidered kimonos and ancient porcelain. I'm delighted and surprised when fragments of these beautiful images come back to me in my painting. So she travels a lot. She's also a constant inspiration. Together with her husband, Joe Hearn, who is a member of the Boston Symphony Orchestra, Jan visits many different countries to where she researches the architecture and costumes that appear in her work. From cave paintings to Norwegian sleighs to Japanese gardens, I study the traditions of many countries to visit and use them as a starting point for my children's books. I thought that's just cool. Her website is really amazing if you get a chance. It's janbrett.com, yeah. And she has so much that you can see on her. She puts out so much content. Hey, there's Larry. Howdy. You missed it. Oh, hang on. I'll grab it. I opened the show, Larry. I was wearing my hat. Yep, I was wearing my cowboy hat. Woohoo! And I have my boots right back here that I wore. Yep. Cowboy hats and boots. Anyway, Jan has this cool website that she has. It's Welcome to the World of Jan Brett. And she has subscription activities, coloring pages for kids, all these different kinds of things. And then it dances through all of her books down at the bottom of what she's done. 41 million books in print. Oh my goodness. So to go with tonight's rodeo theme, I am reading Armadillo Rodeo. Now, the cool thing about this book that I have to tell you about, let me get this so that you can see. So is when I met Jan years ago, it wasn't too long after Armadillo Rodeo came out. And she told us the story about these boots when she went to research this. She researched all about armadillos and the difference between 3-banded armadillos and 9-banded. I don't know all that. But she had these boots made for her and to go with the book. But to really understand about what it is about boots and what somebody does and all that kind of stuff. And so she actually has these boots that she had custom made for herself. I mean, talk about research. That's pretty amazing. But so that's tonight's first book, is this one called Armadillo Rodeo by Jan Brett. And I think you're going to love it. Her illustrations, the details, as I've said before, when I've gone through her, she spends about an hour to an hour and a half on every square inch of her work. And the details that you'll see all around, this is on the cover alone, but the details that will be on the end papers. And in the story, you'll see a little picture on either side of the edge that'll be wrapped in rope, and it's kind of a foretelling of what's to come in the next part of the book, or what happened before and what happened next in the next pages. It's a great way she does it. Armadillo Rodeo by Jan Brett. Let me see. Oh, hang on. I gotta get it so that I had mine up. I had it so that I could read it on my iPad too, a little bigger. Hey, give me half a second here. I was so enthralled about that. See if it's coming up. If not, there it is. There it is. The print's little for me. I gotta. Here we go. Armadillo, 1, 2, 3. Bo, let's go, Ma Armadillo called to her boys as they headed out to dig deep in the heart of Texas country. So close, stay close. Her boys didn't see too well, just like all armadillos, and she didn't want to lose them, especially Bo, who was always venturing off. 1, 2, 3. Bo, don't go getting distracted on me. But Bo already was. He was looking at a lizard. Curious as always, Bo followed the lizard down to Can Creek, just as Harmony Jean came sliding down the bank from the Curly H, wearing her brand new boots. Pointy-toed, high-heeled, hand-tooled, chili pepper red boots with lacy cutwork, tall tops, and Curly H brand. She was here to scuff them up. Today was rodeo day, and Harmony Jean was not about to ride in a barrel race looking like a tenderfoot in new boots. Hang on. There it is. She found a mud puddle and hopped and splashed until her boots had a worn, lived-in look. Pleased, she whooped and hollered, "Look at me! Would you look at me?" Bo's ears perked up at the sound of the pretty voice. He lifted his head and squinted. What did he see? Was all that red leather shimmering and prancing over the creek bed? Why, for sure it looked to be that Bo had found a friend, a rootin'-tootin', rip-roaring, shiny red armadillo. Bo grinned. "Howdy!" he shouted. Harmony Jean, job done, lit off through the back 40 to the Curly H. Bo never looked back. He blinked and squinted as he trundled after her after his bright red friend, and as fast as he could go. "Wait up," he called. Back at the creek, his mama twitched an ear. "Is that hollering of one of my boys?" she asked. "Armadillo, 1, 2, 3. "Oh, no, Bo." He'd done it again. Bo arrived at the rodeo just as Harmony Jean was swinging a leg up on her pony Spotlight. He saw the pretty red, the perky nose and silvery tail of the red armadillo leaping up ahead of him. "Wait for me," Bo called. Well, when Spotlight felt Bo on his back, he gave a hop and buck. Harmony stayed put, but Bo was tossed high in the air. The little armadillo landed in the dust. As he unrolled, he smiled, brushed himself off, and shouted, "Hey, partner, you're my kind of friend." Bo tried to catch sight of the rootin'-tootin' red armadillo, but he had to move fast. As he zigged and zagged across the arena, Ma Armadillo with her 3 boys was hot on his trail, asking everyone she met if they'd seen her Bo. Bo was still looking when he saw the armadillo head for the barbecue. "I'm right behind you," Bo called. But before he could catch up, the armadillo disappeared under a blue checked tablecloth. Bo dove after him and peered around. He found his friend was nibbling on something green, so Bo ambled over and took a big bite. It was a red-hot, bright green jalapeno pepper. His mouth on fire, he ran out and doused his head in lemonade to stop the burn. Delicious, he gulped. What's next? Chow time was over, and the cowhands got their fiddles out, and everyone went into the barn for a little dancing. Bo struggled to see his pal. Finally, he spotted a flash of red right in the middle of all those stomping feet. Bo two-stepped toward his frisky new friend and cut in. Harmony Jean went tap, slide, tap with her right foot, then heel stomped high, kicked with her left, and Bo was hurled high in the air, and he landed in the hayloft. He let out a rebel yell, "Yee-haw!" Not far away, Mrs. Armadillo heard the commotion. "That's my Bo," she cried. By the time Bo made it down the hay chute, the dance floor was empty. Harmony Jean and her friends had settled around the campfire. She looked down at her boots, and they were starting to pinch, and so she slipped them off and tossed them behind her. Bo bounded up to a pointy-toed, high-heeled, hand-tooled, chili red pepper boot. "Howdy," he said. "You're a mighty hard fellow to keep up with. My name's Bo. What's yours?" His new friend didn't answer. Bo stepped even closer. He could see the pokey nose and the shy smile. "What's next?" he asked. But instead of answering, his friend fell over, and Bo was left looking down an opening. He stuck his head in it and sniffed. It didn't smell like an armadillo. He poked his nose against the leather. It didn't feel like an armadillo. He squished up close. It didn't even look like an armadillo. Nose in the air, he wailed, "You're not an armadillo!" Not far away, the sharp ears of Ma recognized the voice of her boy. His 3 brothers headed for him too. The search was over. "Boys, let's go and get Bo and head for home." "Time to sleep, Bo," he said. "We have to get out and dig tomorrow." "Yes, Ma." But Bo was thinking about Curly H. He knows that whenever he wants a change, he can mosey on down for some red-hot chili pepper excitement, and his Ma will always be there to bring him home. And that's Armadillo Rodeo. Sorry, I thought I had it up on my iPad, but my iPad was not working. Wouldn't take the pages. That's the way that is. Hey! Well, hi, Angie. Yes, I am dealing okay with the heat. It is far cooler here than where we were. I was, yeah, it was on 4th of July, it got to 97 at Todd's. So it was a little bit rough on us. But the night of the rodeo, it wasn't too bad. It was like 85, but it was a breeze came up and it was really fun. We had a really, really good time. So that was a hoot. In fact, since you guys, I'll show you this again. You guys missed it at the beginning. The opening was some video. Watch this. That's all my family with me at the rodeo.
But every single time that I come around, it seems you got another man trying to keep you down. Well, you might think you're driving me insane, but I made the game that you're trying to play. Oh, I think you maybe ought to know this ain't my first rodeo. I've been around long enough to know some things you can't take back. Some things you just got to let go. Yes. Well, hell, I got Sammy on the phone, Nikki at home, trying to get along so I can deal with you, babe. No, I ain't got time to change your mind, 'cause the bus is humming. Are you staying? Are you coming, babe?
Yeah, so I wanted to show you guys that again. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. That was we had, gosh, I think we had 30 of us. There were 33. So there were, 33 people there in the family, and Ava and Matt and Brandy didn't go. They were the only ones that didn't go. So that was kind of funny to have them be. They didn't go to the rodeo with us, so it was still quite the hoot of a time. Okay, let's get that over there. Anyway, so I'm trying to. I had some things planned, but when my old iPad didn't want to connect, it makes it hard to read. So I'm fixing things here a bit, because the next one I'm gonna just do a fun revisit to an old Skippy John Jones. For those of you, if you want to stick around for Skippy, this is Skippy John's and the Big Bones. Did you guys go? We were on the road, yeah. It was tons of fun. And yeah, the kids loved it. Plus, we got back yesterday afternoon, and yeah, like I said, I was there since Friday, so it was amazing. Yeah, I was at the St. Paul Rodeo, which is quite a big deal. It's this little town, St. Paul, Oregon, is this little town of about 490 people, I think is what it said on the population. And for this rodeo every year, it literally expands to like 50,000 or more, way more. I mean, they were flying people in from rodeo riders from all over the world, and it was pretty crazy to see. We went on Sunday night, so it wasn't the big money night and 4th of July, but they had shows on Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, like 4 days. Pretty crazy. So, and they had a big carnival going in, all that kind of stuff. But, all right, so next I'm going to take you on a scene of Skippy John Jones, if I can make this work right. Why is that there? Huh. Oh, hang on. That's the wrong one. That is supposed to be over here. Ah, I get it. This one. What's this? What's this? There we go. That, and then this. If I can get this to move. and be right. Give me a second here, guys. There we go. This should be, nope. Oh, well. Not going to do that. It's not going to behave the way I wanted it to. All right. There. We're doing it this way. All right, Skippy John. Get it so that you can see the picture. There we go. Skippy John Jones and the Big Bones. I haven't read this one for you guys in a while. But let's get it so you can actually see the whole page. Why is it not? Okay. Skippy John Jones was crazy about digging in Mrs. Dolly Doohiggy's garden. Because that's where Dolly Doohiggy's dog Darwin buried all his bones. 2 yards away, Mama Junebug Jones was hanging wash when her kitty boy blew through the sheets like a muddy wind. "Hey, Pickle Pants," hollered Mama, "don't run with your mouth full." But Pickle Pants had only one thing on his mind. Dinosaurs. Hang on just a sec. This is showing. There we go. No. It's going back to the big. "I'm going to be a famous paleontologist," whispered Skippy John Jones, arriving at his room. Then he popped a pickle in his puss. He slapped some glue all over his newfound bone and stuck it on his model. "And you are my Skipposaurus," he added out loud. "Skipposaurus," declared Mama Junebug Jones, coming into his room. "Those bones belong to Darwin, and you better take them back, for your prehistoric fossil is that snoozin' doggy's snack. And do it now," ordered Mama Junebug, "before he wakes up." But Kitty Boy had no intention of returning Darwin's bones before he bounced and bounced on his big boy bed. First he pounced and wiggled. Then he bounced and giggled. All the way up to the ceiling he chanted, "Oh, I'm Skippy John Jones and I bounce on my bed, 'cause I love to eat pickles that tickle my head." Then he flung himself over to the mirror for a head check. "Holy hairballs!" exclaimed Skippy John Jones, pulling out the tape measure. "That's one huge cabeza." I'm going to just... Then, using his very best Spanish accent, he added, "My ears are too big for my head. My head is too big for and my head won't fit into my bed. I know I'm not a Siamese cat. I'm a Chihuahua." And quicker than you can say, "Chunky Chihuahuas and cream," the kitty boy picked up his cape and pulled on his mask. Then he began to sing in a muy, muy soft voice. "Oh, my name is Skippito Frisquito, and I hunt for the dinosaurito with gigantico ears that's been buried for years under layers of sedimentito." At the same time, the Kitty Boy's sisters, Jujubee, Jezebel, and Jillyboo Jones, were in Mrs. Doohickeys yard watching Darwin sleep. "This is fun," said Jezebel. "Lots of fun," said Jillyboo. "The mostest fun," said Jujubee. But Skippy John wasn't thinking Darwin. He was thinking dinosaurs, and he knew where to find them deep within his closet. "Whoa," said Skippito, "it's a jungle in here." But as soon as he stepped over the threshold, his snifferito picked up the scent of old amigos Los Chimichangos. "Stinkitos," called out Skippy John Jones. "I smell you, but I don't see you. It is I, El Skipito Frisquito, the great sword fighter." "Up here, Skipito," hollered the Chihuahuas. "We are toasting los marshmallowcitos prehistoricas." Not the prehistoric marshmallows, exclaimed Skipito. See, dude, replied the doggies, but they are hard as rocas. That's because they are fosilitos, said Skipito. Fosilitos, mashalitos, declared Poquito Titos, the smallest of the small ones. We want to see those dinosauritos with our own ojos, he said, pointing to his eyes. ¿Por qué? Asked Skipito. Because, Bobocito, said Don Diego, the biggest of the small ones, we hear they're a really, really, really big dude. This news made the Chihuahuas go insano around the rim of the volcano, singing, ding-a-ling, ding-a-long, ding-a-lito. You are such a skilly Skipito. You know what dogs think. If it's good, it must stink. Plus, it's great for the old snifferito. But right in the middle of their rump, Mount Ichigitchigumba blew its top, tossing the doggies right on their rumpitos. But a bump on the rump would become the least of their worries. Because boom, 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 the earth began to tremble and shake. Terremoto, shouted Poquito Tito, panic-stricken. It's not an earthquake-ito, said Skipito, peeking through the bushes. It's T-Mexito! And he wasn't the only dinosaurio. There were big ones and small ones, feathered and bald ones. Some was spiky and frilled with a look that could kill. They were all doing the very same thing. They were dancing. Ay caramba! It's the rumba! Cheered the chimichangos. And before Skipito could warn them, the rascalitos had shook their way onto the dance line. This is loco! Wailed Skipito. You will be crushed like crispitos beneath the dinos tostitos. But the popitos did not hear. They were too busy singing Ichigitchigumba, dinos do the rumba, with jumbo jaws and giant claws, with horns and beaks and scaly peaks. Ichigitchigumba, chimichangos do the rumba, with great big hearts and tiny parts, with knobby knees and lots of fleas. Ichigitchigumba. But something had to be done to save them. And quicker than you can say, Pachycephalosaurus, Skipito let out a big Jurassico bark. Holy halitosis, roared the T-Mexito. I smell the pickle breath of a Skiposaurusito. I am not a Skiposaurus, declared Skipito, whipping off his mask. I am a Chihuahua. Not the pillow-fighting, ankle-biting, pickle-dripping, dino-tripping Chihuahua they call El Skipito for Skito, the great sword-fighter, shrieked the T-Mexito. Oh, see, that is me, said Skipito with a bow. And then quicker than you can say Don Diego's dominoes, every dinosaurio stopped, dropped, and rolled away. Where's the fuego, dudes? Asked Poquito Tito. There's no fire, said Skipito. They're just going extincto. Muy bueno, Skipito. We love the stinquito, agreed the Chihuahuas, and they tossed him into the air. Diggery, diggeroo, diggerito. We learned something new from Skipito. He scares them to death with his old pickle breath, and that's how we get facilitos. Then all of a sudden, boom, 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 boom. The earth began to tremble and shake. Every head popped up and sniffed. Dinosaurios? Whispered the perrito. No, said Skipitos. They are extincto. Si, said the Chihuahuas. Es muy stinquito. Well, it wasn't the dinosaurios that smelled. It was Darwin. and he was knocking on Skippy's closet door. Then click, the door opened, and out tumbled the kitty boy on an avalanche of old dog bones. Oh. The next thing he knew, the kitty boy was waking up on the couch. "What happened?" asked Skippy John. "Don't you remember, Sugarbeet?" asked Mama Junebug Jones. "You decided to return Darwin's dog bones." "All of them?" asked Skippy. "That's right, Dumpling," said Mama proudly. That very same night, the kitty boy found Mr. Perfect still sitting in the corner all covered in bones. "My Skiposaurus," he whispered. Then he dragged the cat over to his big boy bed for a good night bounce. "Oh, I'm Skippy John Jones, and I'm not a dog fighter, but I still have some bones, 'cause I'm the decider." And then he decided to go to sleep. And that's Skippy John Jones and the Big Bones. There we go. Yeah. Hey. Eyes must be on him. Oh my goodness. So I'm getting back into the swing of being home. We're still kind of, gosh, when we got home yesterday, it was so hot and trying to unpack. Well, Larry, Angie, you know, it's like unpacking the trailer and stuff like that. Plus, we ran into all kinds of funny little things went wrong. It was a chaos kind of things. Every once in a while, some little switch, like our electric lift for putting down the to lift the jack and everything, the front one, to get it off. I had to do that by hand crank, so it kind of pulled my shoulder. Let's see, what else? The batteries were pulling down really fast for some reason. Fortunately, we didn't use them very much, and we didn't have to. So that, I think it's just because they're old batteries. Bob's going to test them. We're probably going to replace those. That's one of those things. What else went kind of crazy? Most of the time it was fine. Just little things. It was like, what? Oh, the generator had to warm up a bit before the air conditioner would kick in very well. All kinds of little things in the life of having a trailer. But it was hilarious because we were the first ones there and the first ones out. But we pulled in on Friday at my nephew's, and then my sister Carolyn arrived the next day, and we're the little 20-footer, okay, which is fine. Jim and Carolyn back in with they have a 28-footer, I think. They traded in there. It wasn't big enough. And my nephew had borrowed a trailer from a friend so that his sister and could use that one. And then he has his own that Bryn and Danny, that's like 26, 27. Bryn and Danny and their 3 kids stayed in. So then those 3 were in the back, and then Jim and Carolyn pulled in and backed in, and then my nephew Jay pulled in with his 30-footer, and then my niece Jennifer with this really cool pop-up that she has that has a king bed, a queen bed, a refrigerator, a bathroom, and it's in a pop-up. Oh my gosh, it was just this cool thing, and they got it on Craigslist. It was hilarious. I mean, it was funny. It was funny. Patty was staying in her little apartment that Todd has for her in this place and that he has on the farm, and it was hilarious. But when we set out for I'll show you the pictures on Sunday, for the crab boil that we had on the 3rd. Todd had gone to the coast, and a couple times they'd gotten crabs, and we literally had rented a bunch of tables, and we had this just literally probably 40-foot long table and put butcher paper on it, and crab and shrimp and scallops and corn on the cob, and literally thrown on top of the butcher paper. It was a great down home crab boil. It was awesome. But yeah, lots of fun, lots of hot, lots of. Todd had to set up an above ground pool, which was very happy with it. But the turkey, Aldo did not like the turkey. No, he jumped out of the truck when we first got there and chased the turkey all around. So yeah, that was a problem. Kind of crazy. Anyway, you guys, I'm gonna call that a night for story night. Sorry about the first one that I couldn't see very well. I'm gonna have to remedy that because my solution that normally works didn't work. So have the third, but thinking of buying a van conversion. Oh, you know, Lupe, some of those van conversions really look cool. I've thought of that because in some places, but some places I like to go, I can't really get. Maybe you can, but it's nice to be able to drop the trailer and then just go off in the truck. But who knows? Who knows? Anyway, you guys, I hope you all had a fantastic 4th of July. I'm going to spend the next couple days getting caught up on everybody's videos and catching up some stuff. I've got to edit family photo of everybody. Trying to get 33 people to all look in the same direction when the ages go from 2 to 70. Yeah, it didn't. A couple, I have to fix a couple little things, so that's what I'm going to do. But we'll be back on Sunday with some stories and your art. I hope you guys send stuff in. It would be good to see things. And up until then, you know the rule, or you know the suggestion. Please keep looking for the beauty hidden in plain sight. It's all around you, but the first place you'll find it is when you go look in the mirror. And I'll see you Sunday. Thanks.
In the heat of the night, we could get lost in all the lights and sounds.
I agree.
Feel the right, we won't go home, we will just stay here downtown. There's not just stars on the boulevard, they're in the light in your eyes. Oh, we don't need no black cards, I just need you by my side. We could be shameless, famous, running cool, with a love that leaves us weightless. Ooh, drop dead gorgeous, wow. Ooh, you got me feeling starstruck too. We could be famous. We could be famous. You blow my mind, looking like a model, better than usual. Yeah, you don't even try, not average or typical. I put you on a pedestal. There's not just stars on the boulevard, they're in the light in your eyes.
Bob took most of the rodeo pics. It was great. He did a good job. I took some, but he took